Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Shu Amun Ra, and this is Chronicles chapter 35, verses 16, part 3. Last of this series. Remember, I told you, I say it again and again and again, that I'm going to have more conversations dealing with everyday life, and that's what I want. I want to talk about many different topics. We're going to get into it, break down it, why the behaviors of our people, why our people act the way they act. It's deep, and we need to get involved. We need to talk about it. We need to discuss it, and how come, why we do these things. And this is just reality. Either we do what we do, or we don't what we're going to do. Now, I mentioned in part 2, in Sex Chronicles chapter 35, verses 16 in part 2, that a lot of the different activities that happens when you're young, and either your parents is teaching you the right thing, or you're listening, or you're not listening. We also understand clearly that many of you get out here and you do what you want to do, and then you get caught up in so many different things, and then you hit the wall, and your life becomes a little bit difficult. Of course, you get upset about that, but whose fault is that? You see, when a man gets older, when a man gets older, he can pick up a woman. He could be 50, 60 years old and still find a woman. This is the trick. This is the thing that a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't understand. When a man is 50 and 60, he can still get a woman, even a young woman, if he decides to. But when a woman gets 50 and 60, that changes. Her life changes. It doesn't matter how much you work out. It doesn't matter. When she gets older, everything changes for her as a woman. A lot of you don't understand. So when the woman gets older, she realizes she ain't prime no more. She ain't sexy no more. She's not as beautiful as she was because she lost her youth. She lost her youth, right? So a lot of these women, they get together and they go to the gyms and they work out, which is good. But you cannot escape. You cannot escape by hitting the wall. You just cannot escape hitting the wall. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen, excuse me. You're going to hit the wall, and you're going to realize that you're saying, oh, it's a shortage of men and all sorts of things. You ain't got nothing to do with no shortage of no men. It's that anybody wants you. Realistically, nobody wants your ass. And I'm not trying to be mean about that shit, but just realistically, who wants you? Who want to be around you? Explain yourself. A lot of you women go, oh, we don't need you as a man. We don't need you and all this other stuff. And you're making these claims, and a lot of you are moving in together, living together and all this kind of stuff. And in the end, what? Then when you get older, you start hitting those age limits, and you hit the fucking wall, and then you're sitting there, you're getting upset. Because when you was younger, you thought you was the thing. Because your pussy was nice and loose and juicy. Now you're older, and now your fucking pussy's drying up. You ain't moving as like you used to be. Beat the fucking game. Who fault is that? Sex Chronicles chapter 35, verses 16, part 3. Who fault is that? It's your own fucking fault. This is what you do. This is how you live. Whose fault is it? Nobody's fault but your own. Let's keep that clear. When you're young, you waste your time and you're dating somebody for 5, 6, 10 years and you never got married. Who gonna marry somebody? You've been dating a person for 6 years. You're supposed to have been got married. And then you're gonna talk about, oh, I don't want to be with you no more. That don't make sense. It don't make sense if you're doing that. Think about it. How are you gonna be with somebody for 6 years? And then all of a sudden you're talking about, oh, I don't want to be with you. Because now you want to taste the other side of the grass. And all you're doing is tasting the same shit. Real talk. That shit is crazy. If a man says, let's get married, and you say, oh, I'm not ready to get married, right? Because you feel in your heart that you need to explore the people. You want to explore the people now. This is what you believe. Think about it. So now you want different penises up in your hole. Now your mind is getting tore up because you don't know what you're doing. You're all over the place. Think about it. That's what you do. This is what you do. See, the difference with a man, he does that and say he can by himself for 5 or 10 years. All he needs to do is get a haircut. He gets a haircut. He looks nice and fresh and clean. Look brand new. He even goes to the workout and work out. Get himself looking good and tight. What happens next? What happens next? I'm gonna tell you what happens next. He can sit in the park, go to the library, go somewhere, and guess what's next? He'll meet some woman, and actually he can start his life all over again. But what you get with women is, y'all, while you're young, you're fucking and sucking and doing all these different things, fucking and sucking, and then all of a sudden you're 45, then you're 50, and then all of a sudden you start to realize you got wrinkles. You got pain all over your body. That means you hit the wall. You hit the wall. And now you try to look for a nice guy to treat you right. Well, you had that opportunity, but you fucked up. Because you was an old selfish motherfucking individual. You forgot to mention that. But you was selfish. And then, yeah, Sex Chronicles chapter 35 verses 16, part 3. The behaviors that what we do that cost us. They cost us everything, especially a female. Now, all females do not get involved. All females do not get caught up in this type of behavior, but it's a good percentage. And now with the new generation, they saying, hey, I don't want to be married. I don't want to get caught up in that shit. Look at my mother and father. They sit there and lie to one another. My mother and father sit there and tell each other stories. My mother and father still fucking other people. This is what happens. This is what happens. This is this next generation. This is what they're talking about. And I'm going to show you videos. I'm going to show you evidence that how the next generation people, they believe what they believe and they see what's going on. And they're going, oh, man, I'm not trying to get married. Why would I want to do that? And can you blame them? Nah, man, you can't blame them. You can't blame somebody that they know and they see exactly what's going on. Come on, let's be honest with that. You know what I mean? So, in reality, you gotta ask yourself this question. What are you gonna do in the future? What are you gonna do with your life? How are you gonna behave? Do the right thing. That's what it's all about. Do the right thing. You understand? Instead of sitting up in here, using 20, 30 years of your life, fucking everybody, partying all the time, but not establishing your life to move forward. That's why a lot of you look for men with money. You look for people who got money so you can try to establish yourself off of their back. Let's just keep that shit real. I'm sure I'm in around 6 Chronicles, chapter 35, verse 16, part 3. Peace out. Enjoy.